people think that menstruation is punishment or menstruation is dirty, but I have come to tell you today that menstruation is a natural biological process. It is normal and we should not be ashamed of it.
I know a girl. Her name is Fatima, 14 years old, lived with her mother and her brother. Very quiet and intelligent, and had dreams to become a nurse in future. One afternoon while in school, she became so uncomfortable and was wondering what was wrong with her. In a bid to understand, she ran to the bathroom. On getting there, she realized she had stains on her, blood stains. It's relatable to women out there. That first day you realized you were seeing your period. Fatima was confused. What was wrong with me? Am I sick? And not knowing what to do or who to talk to, she decided to take matters into her hands. It was a taboo to discuss such matters at home, so definitely she couldn't speak with her mom. And so, what most young ladies would do when they are confused, she decided to find an alternative. And so, the old rags in the room, unused, she took them and tore them into tiny pieces and turned them into pads, so she would not be stained. But that was the beginning of trouble. As days rolled by, the itches, the discomfort, they increased. And at the end of the day, she didn't know what to do or who to talk to still, and kept it bottled up within her. Days rolled by, and it turned to an infection. So sad. One day in school, cool morning assembly was going on. Fatima fainted. Rushed to the clinic, and it was discovered the source of her problem. She was taken care of, given medications. And at the end of the day, before she was discharged, a good nurse decided to educate her what happened to her and how she could tackle it in the future. And she was advised never to keep short whenever she was confused or afraid of a situation. And I believe thousands or millions of girls out there are experiencing the same thing. That first blood stain, not understanding what it is or where it's coming from. They take laws into their hands and end up in trouble.
That first blood stain, let's talk about it. So what then is menstruation? Menstruation is the monthly flow of blood through the womb of a woman when pregnancy does not occur. It's usually called monthly period because it happens monthly, and menstrual cycle because it happens in a cycle. So that first blood stain, it's the very first blood flow that a woman experiences in her life. Let me say a girl because it happens from age 9 to 13 years, and it's called menarche. So the interval in which between a woman sees a period and the next one is usually from 21 days to 35 days, and it usually lasts from 3 to 7 days. There are some symptoms that accompany menstruation that many women get to experience. It could be abdominal pain, back pain. Some get to experience fatigue, that's tiredness, and headaches and cramps. Then some of them get to also experience some premenstrual syndrome, which may lapse into the menstrual phase, such as nausea, vomiting, and irritation.
Globally, an estimated 60% to 70% of women and girls have suffered period shaming and stigmatization. This is due to lack of open dialogues around the subject because of cultural and social taboo. But as we commemorate World Menstrual Hygiene Day, it is important to note that menstruation is natural and a healthy part of life, not a source of silence or shame.
For menstrual hygiene that we are commemorating today, there are some certain key messages that we are about to pass for women and girls out there to practice, which is called proper menstrual hygiene practices. First of all, I would like to list some poor menstrual hygiene practices. Number 1, using pads for a prolonged period of time. Then number 2, not washing yourself regularly or having your bath regularly during menstruation. Then number 3, not washing your genital area with clean water during menstruation. Then number 4, use of some dirty materials and like tissue and cotton wool, because there's what we call reusable and non-reusable menstrual pads. So some persons get to use some clothes and materials that are dirty, so if you don't get to wash them, then also if you get to use tissue and cotton wool, it could get soaked and can trap into the vaginal tract. Then also some persons get to use very tight underwears. Then some persons don't seek medical help on time even when they notice some very severe symptoms. And there are also myths and behind menstruation and ignorance that can actually lead to poor menstrual hygiene practices. What are some certain hazards related to poor hygiene menstrual practices? It can be classified into various ways. There can be infections from prolonged use of pads. The damp and wet environments can make a environment conducive for bacteria and fungi, which can also tract through the vaginal tract and through the urinary tract, which can lead to urinary tract infection and reproductive tract infection. And untreated reproductive tract infection can lead to prolonged infertility cases. Then there's also something that is called toxic shock syndrome. This happens when there's prolonged use of pads. The bacteria release some toxins which can affect the immune system of the body, and this is a life-threatening situation. Also, the girl child or the woman can also be affected psychologically because of poor menstrual hygiene practices, because when they're ashamed and they don't have access to proper hygiene, menstrual hygiene materials, they can shy away from the public or even miss schools. So what are the certain ways we can actually use to practice proper menstrual hygiene? We should change pads regularly, at least 4 to 6 hours. Wash yourself clean and have regular baths. Change your clothes and wash your clothes regularly. Wash the genital areas with clean water, and you should dispose your pads properly. Do not flush your pads. Wrap it up and dispose it into the waste bin or burn it. And also, when you experience symptoms like severe pain, severe bleeding, and you notice irregular menstrual cycle or prolonged menstrual cycle, you should actually seek medical help. And it's also proper to seek psychological help and emotional support from people, support groups, or health medical personnel. And there are certain myths that are related to menstruation. People think that menstruation is punishment or menstruation is dirty, but I have come to tell you today that menstruation is a natural biological process. It is normal and we should not be ashamed of it. So a clean menstruation leads to a healthy girl and a confident future.
We cannot overemphasize the importance of openness around this subject. When we clearly and openly discuss the subject of menstruation, we create safe spaces for women and girls to ask questions, seek clarity, and live with confidence instead of shame and stigmatization. Education is equally very, very important. Clear and proper menstrual education will help to break harmful myths, promote hygienic practices during period, and also help to raise boys and girls with understanding to end stigma. Every girl deserves to know what menstruation is, why it happens, and how to hygienically take care of herself during that period. She also deserves to know that there's absolutely nothing wrong with her body during that period. So parents watching, teach your children openly about the subject of menstruation. Teachers, educate with compassion and clarity. So everyone, let us choose openness over silence. Let us choose education over ignorance. Let us choose compassion and empathy over stigmatization. As we mark World Menstrual Hygiene Day, together we can create a world where no girl is ashamed because of her period and no woman is held back because of menstruation.
World Menstrual Hygiene Day 2026, together for a period-friendly world.